One of the things I get asked about heaps is how to go about launching a particular brand into a segment. So I thought I'd start doing some videos whereby I show you step by step how to go about launching a brand. And in this particular video, I'm going to focus on the activewear niche, one of my favorite niches, ton of opportunity, ton of money to be made in this particular niche when you do things properly. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now, if you like this kind of information where I'm showing you step by step how to build your own brand, whether that's through Amazon or direct to consumer with Shopify or something like that, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Then I will be able to know that you want more just like this. Also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel because I post brand new money-making step-by-step guides just like this each and every day. And if you've got any questions for me or comments, comment below. I'm going to answer that personally for you. With that being said, let's get into the activewear brand creation process. So as I said, it's massively competitive. It's also pretty complex as a niche as well. But there's a big scope for making a ton of money. So the idea here is we're looking for niches that are very, very popular, but there's still room for you to make money in them, okay? So that's kind of what we're going to cover with that and how I'd go about getting that, where I think those opportunities are. I think there's a thing in marketing where products start from the very, very general and then they go hyper specific. Okay, that's a very time-tested things. It happens all the time, Think about back in the day when vitamins and minerals were first kind of discovered and then commercialized. You purchase vitamins and minerals, and then you got vitamin D, and then you got specific ailments, and then you got for men versus women, and then you got for pregnant women, and then you got for seniors, and then you got for dogs, and then you got cats, and So very, very general to very, very specific. I'm going to show you how that happens again. So create a product for a specific sport. Sports, I think, are ripe for this. Pickleball, if you don't know what the hell that is, Google it. Pickleball. Hockey, golf, not just lifestyle stuff, but you've actually got to incorporate, I think, as well, a certain utility into the products as well. Clearly, they should be flattering, like nobody wants to look like a troll. So they're going to be flattering. And I think within that, there's an opportunity for that flattering niche to flatter people who are larger. Okay, so especially, I think, larger guys. So there's been a heap of focus on larger women, but not much focus on larger dudes. Okay, so I suspect there's a big opportunity there to focus on larger dudes and help larger dudes to work out, look good while they're doing it, or look better than when they're doing it. Okay, it should go without saying that utilizing influencers and drawing them into your marketing to do that will be a big opportunity for that. And I think there are heaps and heaps of opportunities to find influencers, something I spoke about heaps, and to actually work with them to bring product lines to the market even under their own name as the brand name. Like for somebody who's got a sufficient audience, you'd partner with them, create a brand around their brand name. Okay, that's how you would do it. There's a big opportunity for that. Nobody's really tapping into that. It's big. I think there's also a big opportunity to do weather specific categories as well. So what do you wear when you want to go running? Well, there's heaps and heaps of different things for runners. Okay, I have personally never seen a brand that specializes in clothes for running when it's raining, for instance. Okay, I've personally never seen that. Maybe you have, but for me, I've never seen that. That is an opportunity. There are people who go running when it rains. If you say to them, This is designed for when it rains. Here's why. Obviously, it's got to work. That's an interesting thing for a runner, especially if they're committed to running. But it's not just running. I mean, there's heaps of those kind of things, okay? Heaps of them. What about when it's super, super hot? What do you do then? Well, here's what's going on with that, okay? So weather-specific ones, really, really interesting. To do that and to get some ideas, I would go and study some other brands. And what you want to study within them is how they put their brand together, how they've structured their user experience, the UX for short, user experience, how they've structured that, what technology they've put into their clothes, what's the tech they're using in their clothing. I'll talk about manufacturers in a second, and how they're getting that product to market. Are they distributing it through their own website? Are they using Amazon? Like, what's their distribution strategy? Okay, so go study some other brands. Things like ASRV. Go Google them now. I think these are a very, very cool brand. They're doing some really great things. They focus on the aesthetic of the brand is really, really interesting. They've got a whole story around it. And this is like a mainstream brand where they focused on a particular fabric that they have been working with, this 3D light fabric, okay? They focus their entire shit around that. Very, very cool. And if you go look at their aesthetic on their website, ASRV, you'll see their aesthetic is very, very interesting. Next one, District Vision. Again, told you about the weather thing. So this is anti-fog sunglasses. Like, it's a weather-related thing, okay? Think about who they're selling to. Think about when they're selling. If you go to their website, you'll see it's really a meditation website. So they sell Vipassana mats, for instance, Vipassana meditation. They sell Vipassana mats. It's got yogis and Buddhist kind of people, meditators on the website throughout. It's a whole brand put together for that genre of people. It's very interesting, very interesting. So they focus on mindfulness. So their entire shtick is around staying mindful, okay? Super cool idea. This is Volback. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Volback. Their main thing is the material that they're doing. They're using nanotechnology in their material. And what they have done, and have done, I think, really, really well, is they've taken this idea of products that last a long time and will put up with a lot of wear and tear and a lot of shit. And they've taken that to its nth degree, to its like really natural conclusion. Their products are kind of bulletproof, and that's what they sell. And that appeals to a particular kind of people who are kind of rough and tumble within that, okay? Athleta, I really like this. This was recently acquired, well, not recently, but these were acquired by Gap for a lot of money. Again, this was started in a garage and then acquired by a Gap. So the founders made a shitload of money. But anyway, I like this as well. I think these do a really, really good job. They focus on females, fitness. It's a cool brand. So go and look at other ideas, get ideas for your brand, okay? Now let's talk about factories. So take a screenshot of that. So for where you get this stuff made, I would focus on Cambodia and Vietnam. They do products, they do clothing far, far better than China. The quality of the clothing that comes out of Cambodia and Vietnam is far better than what comes out of China in this activewear niche specifically, okay? Specifically in this activewear niche. But very, very cool. I've got some great factories for you to go and have a look at. Here's one, which is called SCI. Very, very good factory, okay? Very, very good factory. Here's another one. And we'll talk about Turkey in just a second. Turkey does some things really, really well, but others not so well. Here's another one. They do manufacturing for some big companies. These do manufacturing for Uniqlo. So these are very, very good. These are very, very focused on the material side of things. So as a material company, these are great. So if your USP within your niche is going to be in material, these are good. Okay. So that's three really great top quality factories. I think a lot of people, when they get started in this, if you don't have much money, you may have to go to China. If you do, here's who I would suggest you use in China. Hangzhou, Beijing, electronic commerce. So they don't do electronic commerce, what they actually do, but they do all this sort of stuff, okay? These are really, really good. Great company, good to work with, very, very great if you're just getting started, you don't have much money. Okay, so that's some factories as well for you as well. Somebody asked me about Turkey. I love Turkey for clothing, and specifically, as it's relating to this though, they don't do activewear, in my experience, that well. Nowhere near as good, for instance, as Vietnam and Cambodia anyway, okay? Turkey does other things really, really well. Like if I was starting a clothing brand where it was like higher end clothing, then Turkey is fantastic. They've got some amazingly high quality clothing that comes out of that. Like if I wanted to do a luxury clothing for ladies or for dudes, I'd go to Turkey first for sure. So final thing, keys to success. It's kind of the same no matter what you're doing, but you've got to go niche. You've got to go niche. Your quality of materials is going to be hugely important. Better to go higher quality and appeal to that market segment than to go lower quality, okay? Longevity is the key, I think, anyway. And I would personally rather sell something very high quality that I was super proud of than anything else. So that's always been my experience. The user experience is going to be important. Your relationship with influencers can be extremely important for that. And of course, like anything, you want to test, get feedback from people using the product, and then alter and improve, okay? So not much different in terms of the way we launch all products, but still, you got to go through the process, okay? And then as far as actually getting the thing to market, the brand has got to be spot on. You've got to nail who you're selling to. That's why I talked about those brands earlier. They've really nailed who they're selling to. The packaging's hugely important. I don't know where they are now. For my birthday, I purchased some 2 jumpers and a polo shirt from a company in England called John Smedley, which were pretty expensive. High-end products, okay? When they arrived, it arrived in what looked like a plastic bag. And I thought, shit, I've just spent 500 euros on these 3 things, and it's just come in a plastic bag. What looks like they got it from the dollar store. It just, the mess, the market, the packaging was off, and it really put me off. It really put me off. So packaging is important. Yeah. How are you going to get it to market? What's your distribution channel? How are you going to start? Important to think about that. That ought to guide your imagery and everything once you figure that out. The message you're going to send it to, any other line extensions you're going to sell on the back of it, like one of the companies I showed you earlier, they also sell the Vipassana mats, for instance, things like that, okay? And whilst you're doing all of this, it's a good idea to either get access to an audience through an influencer or to be building your own audience, okay? That was a video from my regular Monday night session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of e-commerce professionals right around the world, making sales on Amazon, on eBay, on Shopify, all sorts of different places, with sales, by the way, of over $50 million. There's 2,500 members and growing. We're actually the fastest growing community of e-commerce professionals in Australia right now. If you'd like to find out more about what we do, and also come and join us, of course, then get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. The link for that is in the description, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.